Let's get straight to the point. Number 8. The multitasking illusion, transporting your brain to chaos town. Oh, look at you, sitting there with 15 tabs open on your browser, texting with one hand and half watching Netflix with the other. You think you are the undisputed CEO of productivity, don't you? Wrong. You aren't juggling tasks like a cool circus performer. You are actively giving your brain functional whiplash. Here's the cold reality. Your cerebral cortex cannot handle two complex cognitive tasks simultaneously. It doesn't multitask, it task switches rapidly. Imagine trying to watch two different movies on the same TV screen by flipping the channel furiously every 3 seconds. You wouldn't understand either plot, and you'd probably get a headache. That's your life. Every single time you switch your focus from an email to a notification, you burn through oxygenated glucose, which is premium brain fuel. It takes an average of 23 minutes to get back into a deep flow state once distracted. You aren't getting more done. You are training your gray matter to be shallow, scattered, and terrified of deep thought. Pick one thing and finish it, you chaotic hamster.
Number 7. The Midnight Blue Light Buffet, blindfolding your internal clock. It is 2 a.m. and you are staring at your phone screen with the intensity of a diamond cutter, wondering why you can't fall asleep. You think you're just checking one more video, but you are actually committing biological treason. Your pineal gland is waiting for total darkness to dump melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to repair itself. But no, you're blasting your retinas with short wavelength blue light. To your brain, that glowing rectangle is the sun. You are essentially screaming, "It is noon!" at your hypothalamus while your body is begging for rest. This doesn't just make you tired, it keeps your brain from entering the glymphatic clearance phase, the literal trash pickup system where your brain flushes out metabolic waste and toxins. By scrolling, you are letting the garbage pile up in your skull. You're trading your long-term cognitive health for a meme you won't even remember tomorrow. Put the glowing brick down and go to sleep, you nocturnal gremlin.
Number 6. The silent dehydration drain, turning your brain into a raisin. You're sitting there wondering why you have a headache and the attention span of a goldfish, while the only liquid you've consumed today is a venti caffeinated sugar bomb. Congratulations, you are literally evaporating your own intelligence. Your brain is roughly 75% water, and it does not handle a drought well. When you're even mildly dehydrated, your brain tissue actually shrinks away from the skull. Yeah, your think meat is physically contracting because you're too lazy to walk to the sink. This isn't just about thirst, it's about cognitive horsepower. Studies show that a fluid loss of just 1 to 3% impairs your mood, your memory, and your brain's ability to process information. You're basically trying to run a supercomputer on a dying battery. Your neurons need water to fire off those electrical signals that make you, well, you. Without it, your synapses are basically misfiring like a rusty lawnmower. Stop treating water like it's an optional accessory and drink up, you shriveled up cactus. Your brain isn't supposed to be jerky. If you want to keep your IQ points, get some H2O into your system before your frontal lobe turns into a piece of dusty leather. Do it now.
Number 5. The excessive sugar spike, caramelizing your cognitive functions. You treat your afternoon donuts like a well-deserved reward, but your brain treats them like a chemical attack. You think you're getting a rush, but you're actually inducing a massive inflammatory response in your hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for forming memories. High sugar intake leads to a spike in insulin that eventually crashes, leaving your brain starved of steady energy and swimming in a sea of oxidative stress. It's called brain fog, but let's be honest, it's more like brain smog. Constant sugar consumption reduces the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Without this vital protein, your brain literally loses the ability to form new neural connections. You are essentially making yourself more unteachable with every candy bar. You're trading your ability to learn and adapt for a 30-second hit of dopamine. It's like pouring syrup into the engine of a Ferrari and wondering why it won't hit top speed. You aren't a toddler. Stop eating like you're at a birthday party every single day. If you keep this up, the only thing you'll be remembering is where you hid your snacks, while everything else fades into a sugary blur. Put down the cookie and save your synapses, you human marshmallow.
Number 4. The sedentary slump, suffocating your synapses. You've been parked in that chair for so long, your body is starting to fuse with the upholstery. You think you're being focused by staying still, but you're actually starving your brain of its favorite snack, freshly oxygenated blood. Your brain consumes about 20% of your body's total oxygen, but that supply depends on your heart actually pumping something. When you sit like a statuesque potato, your blood flow slows to a crawl, and the delivery of vital nutrients to your neurons drops off a cliff. This lack of movement triggers a decline in the production of new brain cells. Yes, by refusing to stand up, you are literally opting out of growing your brain. Physical activity releases a flood of chemicals that improve your mood and sharpen your focus, but you'd rather sit there and let your executive functions stagnate. You are basically turning your prefrontal cortex into a dusty attic because you won't even go for a 5-minute walk. Your brain was evolved for a body in motion, not a body in a recliner. Stand up, move your legs, and get some oxygen to that oxygen-deprived organ before it decides to go on permanent strike. You're not a piece of furniture, so stop acting like one. Get moving, you lazy lawn ornament. Number 3. The chronic stress cycle, melting your brain's memory center. You wear your hustle culture burnout like a badge of honor, bragging about how stressed you are as if it's a personality trait. You think being constantly on edge makes you a high performer? Wrong. You are marinating your brain in cortisol, the stress hormone, and it's basically toxic in high doses. When cortisol levels stay high for too long, it goes to work on your hippocampus, the area responsible for memory and emotional regulation, and starts physically shrinking it. You aren't just forgetting your keys, you are undergoing a structural downsizing of your cognitive capacity. High cortisol also kills off existing brain cells and stops the production of new ones. While your hippocampus is shriveling, your amygdala, the brain's fear center, gets bigger and more sensitive. You are literally rewiring yourself to be more anxious and less capable of rational thought. You're trading your long-term mental stability for a sense of urgency that usually involves an email that could have waited until Monday. Stop treating every minor inconvenience like a tiger attack. You're turning your brain into a jittery, shrunken mess just to feel busy. Take a breath and tell your adrenal glands to stand down, you frantic stress ball. You are one panic attack away from forgetting how to use a spoon.
Number 2. The social isolation slump, rusting your social hardware. You think being a lone wolf or hiding behind a screen is just your introverted nature, but your brain disagrees. Humans are wired for complex social interaction. It's basically the ultimate workout for your gray matter. When you cut yourself off from face-to-face contact, the neural pathways responsible for empathy, emotional regulation, and even language start to atrophy. It's like leaving a high-end sports car in a garage for 10 years. Eventually, the battery dies and the tires rot. Studies show that chronic loneliness is as damaging to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, and it drastically increases your risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Your brain needs the unpredictable data of real-time conversation to stay sharp. Relying on emojis and likes is like trying to survive on a diet of cardboard. You're starving your prefrontal cortex of the stimulation it craves to stay flexible. You aren't being mysterious by staying home alone for weeks. You're just letting your social intelligence rust into a pile of awkward dust. Go outside, look a human in the eye, and have an actual conversation before you forget how to form a coherent sentence. Put down the remote and find a pack, you antisocial hermit.
Number 1. The sleep deprivation disaster, hosting a garbage fire in your skull.
You wear your 4-hour sleep nights like a badge of honor, thinking you're outworking the world. In reality, you're just out-stupiding yourself. While you're awake, your brain cells are constantly pumping out metabolic waste. The only time your brain can clean this toxic sludge is when you are in deep sleep. It's called the glymphatic system, the literal nightly power wash for your gray matter. When you skip sleep, you're essentially canceling the janitorial staff. The result? A buildup of beta-amyloid plaques, the same nasty proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. You aren't just tired, you are functionally intoxicated. Missing one night of sleep makes your reaction time and judgment as bad as someone who is legally drunk. You're trying to navigate life with a brain full of yesterday's garbage and chemical rot. Your prefrontal cortex, the part that makes you a rational human, is the first thing to go dark. You become impulsive, irritable, and remarkably dim-witted. Stop trying to grind through the night. You aren't a machine. You're a biological organism that needs a reboot. Go to bed and let your brain take out the trash before your personality turns into a pile of damp ash. Sleep isn't for the weak. It's for people who want to keep their IQ. Good night, you exhausted disaster.
If your brain isn't total mush yet, smash that like button and subscribe. We drop daily videos to save you from your own stupidity. Share this with a friend who's a walking biological disaster. I'm Coolest Dude Explains, and frankly, you need all the help you can get. Go drink some water, and I'll see you tomorrow, you magnificent train wreck.